Okay, welcome to the third video of question 4. You remember, writing the bill. Last thing that we did was about changing all to arrays from variables. And then you can maybe realize now that this is easy to move for a, let's say, different method. We basically do two things here. First one is this part, okay, that is about introduce the data by the user, so it will be an introducing, and that part is about printing. So imagine that we said here private static void printing result. So this is a method, and I will basically bring here all printing instructions. Okay. I will put this as a comment so you can see the difference. I have just copied all this part of the main method. Okay, this part is the one who was printing the results, printing the bill. Okay, so let's put in printing bill. I will change the name of the method. Okay, and then the only thing that I have to do is this printing bill. So call the method from here. I have write, oh yeah, not okay. This is lowercase. Okay, printing bill. Anyhow, we are going to have now some issues. You will see now, okay? But I want that you see also the mistake, and then we will be solving them. I guess it will be easier to understand all the issues if you see the mistakes. And well, we have a lot of one here. Okay. But what you can see here is that the product, so the array, cannot be found. So that's the error, cannot be found the symbol product, okay? You see the indication there. Well, the reason for that, and okay, you see it's also in our method, it's line 51, so here and below. So it's within that method. Well, the reason for that is that this variable here, product, it is declared within the main method. Okay, so this is internal for the main method. But now that we know how to classes work, we can then maybe come here, the beginning of the class, and make the definition of this out of the main method, but for the whole class. Okay, just copy and paste. Sorry, this is double, yeah. Okay, and then I comment here in the main method because, of course, as I try to define some variable that have the scope of the whole class. I try to define within a method of that class. It will be a mistake again, okay? We cannot do that. I just have to declare the variable here, okay? it is not necessarily to initialize it here. Then you can see now better what is the structure of this class. We have here the public static void main method. I will now hide that method, and then we have also the printing bill method, and I will also hide them. So in this class, we have currently this parameter, it's a level class, and then we have two functions, okay, main and print bill. So now, well, now that we define those variables, we declare this variable outside the main method, but with the scope for the whole class, then we can use here in this printing bill method. But still, if I execute now, I will get another mistake. Let's see. Okay. What is said here is that a non-static variable product cannot be referenced from a static content. Okay, those variables are not static. Remember, this static is just for being able to work with the class without the need of create an object of this class. Okay, by the time being, it's as simple as if we want to work with my class, we will have to create an object, a concrete object for my class, and then work with that object. Sometimes, for example, when you are using just one class, the main method have to be static, because this is the first thing that is executed, so you don't have the possibility to create an object for this class before executing the main method. Okay, that's what main method is, always static. And then for working with this static method, and I need also the printing bill should be a static method, and it is called from here, from the main method, and the variable should be also static. So let's put here static. Okay. Sorry for this. I will put here static. Static. And then static. Oh, sorry. Static. Now it should work. Okay. Apple. I will put in silent. Give me a second. Produce price. Produce the product is orange. And then that could be lemon. It was the other product that we were using. And here could be 7 and 3.1. And then I get the result, the bill. Okay? So you see how this working properly. Yep. Then I don't know if I can do this. No, I cannot do this longer. Okay, anyhow, this is the result. Yeah, I guess that the only way that I have to do is do something like that. And no, I still do not have more space here. Well, anyhow, I can remove then. Now, that's what I want to do, yeah. These commented instructions that were basically the declaration I have moved out of the class. Okay. And I will remove also now this, because all that text had been moved to printing build, and now it's working. Okay. And then in the same way, I can create a message here, or an instruction here, just calling in another method that could be called, for example, user introduction, user data, better. And of course, I will just move all this text that I'm going to comment it. Okay, I will move to that function that will be then private static. I define as private because it is going to be used within the class. I'm just working now with one class, okay, my class. So I just define private. It could be public in case that I want that, let's say, other class that we define later wants to use this function. But for this example, working with one class, I will just define as private, then static, because it will be called from this main method that is static. The function will return nothing, so I put void, and then the name that I put was user data. I will not pass any parameter, it's not needed. And here, just copy and paste all these text. I will align within the for loop. Okay, so let's see if we have done properly. Execute again. And I have some mistake. Reader 1, next line, product E. Yes, of course. We have the same issue here. We are trying now to call for this method user data. We are calling reader. That is an object created within the main method. So we have to do with this object the same that we did with the arrays. It means that I have to declare here, okay, the static scanner reader 1. We can do it reader 2, reader 3. We can declare in that way, instead of put 3 lines, okay? And then, as been declared here, well, you can see that now we have the 3 methods, okay? The main, the user data, and printing build. In user data, we were using reader 1, reader 2, and reader 3 that now we can use because those variables is not those objects are not declared within the main method, but now they are declared with the class, the total class as a scope. Okay, and then let's see. Now here, of course, we have to remove scanner. because it had been declared here, so it doesn't make sense. It should not be another declaration because it was declared as a class level, so I cannot declare the same within a method. Okay. I will remove, well, not yet. We'll execute before. Let's see that it works properly. Then we put Apple, number of unit 23, price 1.1. You have to wait until the question appears because of what I explained before. Then lemon. Now wait. Now we can introduce number, the price, and the price 1.9. Okay, and we have here all, let's say properly, yeah. So I will now remove all these texts that were commented, and basically we have copied the user data method. And you can see now how much we have simplified the program, okay? We will see later the method, but you can see here that this is just a class with that parameters, that variable. And then the main method, the only thing that it does is just initialize those parameters. This is normally done in other kind of classes that have not a static method. This initialization is normally done within the constructor. Remember, the constructor of the class is the one who is the method that we call for creating an object of that class. For example, here, the scanner is a method from the class scanner. Okay, it's a constructor. Remember that the constructor have the same name than the class. Okay, but anyhow, here as it is a static method and it's the main method, the only thing that we do is just create our initialize the parameter of the class. And then we just use two functions. First one is for getting the data from the user, and the second function or method is just for printing the bill. And you can see here that for getting the data from the user, that method, the only thing that do is use a for loop to, well, just ask the user to introduce the data. And the other function use a for loop for printing the data. So very simple. And that could be, I would say, a better and clear solution for our question.